happiness is this idea that you have enough courage to go after something that you want. And you going after something that you want, what you're really doing is standing up and saying, this is who I am. And so as I'm studying happiness and I'm beginning to understand what happy people know that I didn't know, what happy people believe that I didn't believe, what happy people do that I just wasn't doing, I've begun to connect the dots for how this worked in our business and in our life. And as I started to connect those dots, I came across statistics that talked about how people don't understand that only 10% of external factors make up or impact our happiness long term. What that means is there's only 10% of things that are happening outside of you that are actually impacting whether or not you are happy. Which means that you have 90% control, management, mindset, ability to be able to affect the happiness that you have in your life or not. Why is this important? It's important because it was researched and it was found that it's not success first, and then once we have success, we'll look underneath it and we will find our happiness. No, it is happiness now and success next. You can raise your hand if you know someone who's successful. They have all the things, but they don't have the happiness. That's because it's not success first. It is happiness first, success second. It's important to know that 90% of what's happening between your right ear and your left ear is what's impacting your ability to be able to find and sustain happiness. Why is happiness important? If it's the joy that you feel moving towards your potential, if it's you unleashing your full potential to positively influence the world, when we look at the times that we are in right now, we need more joy. We need more joy when we're at home. We need more joy when we're at work. We need more joy when we're with friends. We need more joy, but that comes from you making the commitment to shift your mindset to one of happiness, to shift your mindset to, I'm going to be thinking through the 90% that's within my control. I'm going to allow the 10% to show up and be what it is, but the 90% that's within my control, that is what I'm going to work through. Additionally, in my research, what I also found is that not only are you able to find happiness through understanding that 90% of it is within your control, but the way to sustain happiness is through your relationships. Often I get questions about why I'm so happy all the time, and it is not because I don't ever go through anything. It is not because I've been through nothing. I tell people a lot, I'm happy not because I haven't gone through anything, but because I have made it through, personally and professionally. And when it comes to sustaining happiness, when it comes to maintaining happiness, there's no area than your relationships that has a deeper, richer impact. Your relationships matter. Jim Rohn says it this way. He says that you are the average of the 5 people that you choose to associate with the most. I happen to agree with him. And I think that those 5 people need to be your cheerleader, your mentor, your coach, your friend, and your peer. Now, one of the things my mentor told me is that people really won't listen to you unless they understand why you care. And they won't understand why you care unless they know a little bit more about you. So what you guys already know about me as it stands right now is that I clearly love Beyonce, okay? You probably also know that I am irrationally passionate about happiness, how happiness positively impacts our business and life. You probably also know via reading my bio that I'm formally educated at College of St. Mary with my master's from Loyola University, Chicago. But what most people don't know about me when they first meet me is that I became a mom when I was 17 years old and a senior in high school. And when that happened, that was bad and it was scary, but it wasn't as bad as when they started to say stuff about me. And they would say things like, you know, Stacey, your child's gonna have an uneducated mother because children of teen parents don't graduate from high school. They would say things like, you know, Stacey, there is a greater chance that your child ends up on welfare, lives in poverty, or winds up in prison than that he goes to college, simply because you are a teen mom. Now, I don't know about you, but there was something in that last statistic that made my 17-year-old heart break. And I said, no, Stacey, you will not be a statistic. You will figure out how to become a success. And because I'm 17 and I'm not really for sure how to do that, my idea of becoming a success was to drop out of high school. And so I dropped out of high school. And I actually happened to go to a high school where, in order for me to graduate, I had to formally sign my name to papers. And I don't know how many of you all have ever been in a position where if you just add your signature to a piece of paper, it changes the trajectory of your life. I was at this crossroads at 17, and I found myself walking down the corridors of my high school. I'm able to see people in my French class studying and preparing for our trip to Paris. I'm listening to my friends giggling and laughing and arguing over their ACT scores. And all I can do is focus my energy until I get to my guidance counselor's door. And I turn the doorknob and I scream, "Miss Fearless, I'm dropping out of high school because I'm pregnant." And Miss Fearless looks at me and she says, "You know, Stacey, you can drop out of high school, or you can go to college." And with those words, Miss Fearless took the papers from my hands to withdraw from high school and gave me an application to the College of St. Mary, where she helped me to fill out new boxes and sign my name to a new piece of paper so that I could go on to become the first person in my family to graduate from high school, the first person in my family to go on to college, the first person in my family to go on and get a master's degree and open my own company. And I'm telling you all of this because, you see, Miss Fearless was my very first cheerleader. And when I could not believe in myself, Miss Fearless believed in me. And when I was finally on the right path, Miss Fearless rooted for me. So folks, when I tell you that in order for you to maintain your happiness, in order for you to sustain your happiness, I'm not telling you what I think. I am telling you what I know. Had Miss Fearless not been in my life, I wouldn't have been able to make it onto the path of being able to believe that my happiness, my future, my dreams, my goals mattered. And so many of us find ourselves in a situation where we are questioning the very idea that what we want is worthy. You ask yourself the question, when will it ever get easy? And my answer to that, based on the experiences that I've had in my life with running a profitable company and overcoming statistics and breaking barriers, the answer to that is that it may not ever get easy, but it can get simple if you have a cheerleader in your corner, believing in you and rooting for you as you are on the path to building a profitable company. If you turn to your workbook, there's an exercise that I want you to do.